And your health is your greatest wealth. We've heard that before, but nowhere is it more important than now when there is so much fear and anxiety and depression and uncertainty in the world, because how you see the world has an effect. Your mental health has an effect on your body as well. My guest today, Raewyn Weller, has been working with people all her life in the area of health, and she has brought decades of experience where now she's an author and she helps people to deal with those things so that they can live a better, healthy life. And we are going to meet her right after, I'm getting quicker at this, right after this. The strongest prison bars are in your head. Leaders and teams, it's time for a jailbreak. Raewyn Weller, welcome to Trish TV.
Thank you, Trish. It's a pleasure being here.
Oh, I'm so glad we finally connected. I've known of each other around the traps and through the 1,000, what is it? The 1,000 Ripple Effects authors group. So Raewyn is one of the 1,000 authors in a collection of books by Stacey Hausch to encourage people with inspiring stories. And you have an inspiring story. So I don't just want to talk about, what you do as a business, because what's important to me is you have a unique story that just wrapped around my heart as we talked yesterday. And I just went, no, whoa, please share with us your history, when it began, your encounters with health or ill health from your family.
Sure, Trish. When I was 9 and my sister was 10, there's only 16 months difference between us. She had been taken to the doctors regularly and told that she had a virus. She woke up one morning, she had wet her bed, and the urine had crystallized and burnt a hole in the mattress. You imagine what it was doing inside of her.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Mum got the doctor in. Being in the country, we had doctors come to our schools then, and he came up and tested her urine and said, get her to hospital. She'll be dead tomorrow if you don't. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So from that day on, I watched her suffer through many different things, from going into comas where she, Mum panicked and put some sugar in a glass and put it in her mouth and she bit the glass.
Oh, my goodness.
In a coma, clenching a broken glass in her mouth. So many different things. That was just one little one throughout. But by the time she had passed at the age of 52, which we didn't think she would make, and so that was amazing in itself. She had had 5 amputations on her legs.
Oh, my goodness.
She had lost her legs bit by bit. Most of her fingers had been amputated, and this is all gangrene, which is the most painful thing that anyone can have. It put shivers through me. She lost her kidneys. She had renal failure, and she was on a dialysis for 2 years, and then Mum gave her a kidney.
Wow.
So she lived with Mum's kidney for 16 years. Her eyesight was gone completely in one eye, and the other eye she could just see shadows out of. She had a painful life, although she was always appeared cheerful to everyone on the outside, but she went through hell and back. And we went on that journey with her.
You did. Now, you said you were 9 when it started, or that it was, became an issue. Obviously, she was sickly before then. So you're growing up, you're 9 years old, and your sister that you're very close to is critical, and you're going through the how um I want to be respectful and delicate here, because I don't want to be insensitive. But was her decline, like, how were your teenage years with her, that growing up, that as you're young and impressionable and you're seeing this happening, how was that, like, how was her health? Like, was it more just at the end, or was it like a steady gradual decline from that time?
It was a gradual decline. She didn't start losing her sight and things till in her 30s, and her legs, but she kept getting things wrong with her. And I believed a lot of it was we create a lot of our illness. And a lot of it, the doctors actually said to her, you can only have so many ounces of this and so many ounces of that a day, and you have to have your food at this time and your injections and everything. And she panicked at times.
Oh, wow.
And that's fear coming through, and fear creates
young.
more dis-ease within you. So,
and this is when you were like in your teen years?
In our teens, yeah.
Right. So you're young and she's young and dealing with this stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And
wow.
There's another way that her health actually affected me as well, is when she missed quite a bit of schooling at times with her illness. She spent a lot of time in hospital, and when she did go to school, she studied. She was studious.
Okay.
I was the opposite. So I kept being told, why aren't you like your sister? Hello, why did I want to be like my sister? Number one, she was not well most of the time, but that's not what they meant. They meant, why aren't you studious like your sister? But I think I tried to make light of things to cover up.
Wow. Yeah.
And then she adopted 2 children because they told her she couldn't have any. And then she had one of her own.
Wow.
But she loved them all the same. She always treated them the same. She had a great sense of humor. She used to do exercises on the floor with her no legs, and she'd get off balance and she'd start laughing. And laughter is the best medicine.
It sure is.
But yes, it was a bit of a harrowing time at times. And then I watched my father's body fade away with cancer, and he was only in his mid-60s. And my mother had several operations over the years, and she had breast cancer, but I saw her fade away with Alzheimer's. Her mind faded away. So that left me with a life mission of, I'm not going down that track.
Wow. Just wow. We are talking with Raewyn Weller, and Raewyn cares about people's health. It is something that she has been passionate about since childhood because of her personal experience with her sister with diabetes and going through the decline of the worst kind of diabetes, the effect that it can have, and seeing that happen. And if you are watching, please join the conversation. Make a comment, like, subscribe. We are on the Shift and Lift show, so there will be a lift. We're not just going to dwell on the negative, because Raewyn, there's a couple of things I picked up on what you said, is that she was studious. Now, she could have thought to herself, my health is so bad, my life expectancy is not great, I'm battling all these battles, why would I bother studying? And yet you said she was very studious. Now, tell me about that attitude.
I think she lost so much time being in hospital that she wanted to just try and be normal like everybody else. She was actually had a good attitude, as in, don't feel sorry for me. I'm
Wow.
okay. She was a happy-go-lucky person in one way, but that was on the outside. The
Right.
turmoil is on the inside, and that is what causes further dis-ease.
Talk to me about the phrase dis-ease.
I call it dis-ease because whenever you get something wrong with you, it is dis-ease of your mind or your body. It's your body telling you there's something wrong. You need
Right.
to change your thinking, the way you're doing things.
Wow, that's so true. That's yeah, disease is dis-ease. There's not a
It's
harmony
dis-ease.
between them. Wow. And I imagine that with your mum, and of course I'm not a specialist and I am speculating, but you know, your mother would have suffered so much anxiety and fear and stress around your sister, because this is her daughter, her child, suffering and having to cope with that without the tools that we have today with, you know, she probably didn't even think about going to a psychologist herself to get
She
counselling to
wouldn't
help
have.
her cope,
And
you know, back in those days.
Mum actually blamed herself.
Oh,
And it took me years to get her to stop that because there was diabetes way down the track in the family somewhere. Now, I always say that your genetics load the gun, but
right.
you pull the trigger by your thinking and your lifestyle. If I
Oh,
went
hold
down
on.
that
Just
track,
wait. I need you to say that again. Just hold on. That's great. Your genetics load the gun, but it's your thinking and your
thinking and your
lifestyle
lifestyle that pulls the trigger.
So we're not trapped necessarily. I mean, some things are definitely hereditary and they will come out, but we do have a certain amount of control over whether or not we are committed to those genetics.
We do.
Just pause and think about that, everybody, the viewers that you're watching, that, you know, we can shift and lift our thinking and our expectations. And, you know, it is important to take care of our physical lifestyle. And, you know, if there is diabetes in the family, then of course you want to be careful about the things that you consume. But you're not necessarily enslaved, committed, indentured, whatever the right phrase is, just because you've got those genetics. And in fact, the good thing about having that flag, that warning signal, is
That's
you
what it's all
can
about.
you can go, okay. And sometimes it's to do with, like, alcoholism can run in a family, to have that weakness for that. And it might have started in alcohol 100 years ago, and then might find expression in drugs or something else. But that addictive personality trait doesn't have to own you. You don't say, well, my grandfather, my father, you know, they're all that way, therefore, you know, can't help it. It can be because granddad, dad, the uncles, the aunties are that way, I can now put safeguards in place and watch my mind and my lifestyle. And that's what you help people do, Raewyn.
And that's what I do for myself. Because with all of those things that have happened to my family, if I worried about it, I would end up with it. We attract what we concentrate on.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Yeah, what we focus on,
The
we
more
move
energy you
towards.
give something, where energy flow, where your thoughts go, energy flows, and you give more and more. It's like having a headache. If you've got a headache and you're going, worry about it, it's going to get worse, I've got to take some pills, whatever. I say, get a glass of water, have a drink. You're most probably dehydrated.
True.
Use a little reflexology, rub the end of your toes,
and
your headache will go. Your toe will be sore. Rub it until it's not sore and your headache will disappear.
Well, that's true. You know, we're learning more and more about the nerves in the body, and, you know, the things that people thought were mystical before actually have basis in science. So, there are
Oh, yes.
certain nerve endings that when you stimulate them, they have an effect elsewhere in the body. And
Mm-hmm.
that's to do with science. Now, I'm not a scientist, or I'm not involved in that, but I talk to a lot of people in their field of expertise to know that, and I want to encourage people to be open-minded, rather than, there was a time when people thought that, what's that one where you put the needles in,
Acupuncture.
acupuncture. When
Mm-hmm.
people were doing that, and it was Chinese acupuncture, those Chinese, because, our colonial background, it was considered witchcraft. And yet there is actual science behind the doing of those nerve endings. So I want to encourage people that the different types of people that are on this program, I have a large following of Christian friends on here, plus there are people who are more in the spiritual new age type section. And then there's, you've got people who are strictly, look, don't give me the woo-woo stuff, just give me some strategies to help me think better.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to encourage people to be open-minded, without compromising your values, of course. But we're not going to go sacrificing babies to appease the gods. That's outside my. We don't do
I
that.
hope so.
I'm not saying being open to occultic practices, but things that are, if they're working, they're worthy of investigation. And so when we talk about holistic healing and energy, we are also talking about chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's all integrated.
It is all integrated. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to encourage people to yeah, sure. You can't sit there thinking, I don't have cancer, I don't have cancer, I don't have cancer. Firstly, your affirmation is wrong, and we're going to talk about that. And it does take more than just words. It takes lifestyle and action. So we're not just doing, magic here. But Raewyn, your expertise is really valuable right now, because you are talking about, you're addressing a lot of people at the moment who are very anxious. They're fearful. They're suffering depression. There's a lot of fearful things in the world and on the news. As we film, we are 18 months into COVID. You might be watching this video later on and everything's fine. But there's always going to be things going on in the world that cause anxiety and stress.
It's a long lost cause. It's been happening for years. People stress themselves.
There always has. So if we can have develop some strategies for coping, catching it early and coping, and that's what I'd like you to talk to next for us, Raewyn, to cover what we were going to cover, and also you have some strategies for us. So I'll hand it over to you, and you can take us along that journey.
Great. Stress, what is it? What causes it? Mainly fear. And fear leads to, as you said, anxiety, depression, and in general, dis-ease within your mind and body. So what causes our fear is our thoughts. The words you say and the pictures you create in your mind create your life. I actually call these thoughts mites. I've just come up with this new analogy: mental images threatening our emotions.
Love
it. Dr. Armin, who is a brain specialist, an amazing one in the States, he calls them ants, automatic negative thoughts. So we need to get an anteater in there. But what might be? I might lose my job. My partner might be cheating on me or leave me. I might get sick. What will they think if I do this or say this or wear this? I might fail. I might succeed. And some people do have fears of succeeding. So the list goes on. Where your thoughts go, your energies flow. So
true.
Negative thinking is a habit. Your mind does what you keep telling it. Okay? It thinks that's what you want to do because you keep telling it so, and it likes what is familiar. So when something is familiar, it becomes a habit, good or bad. We have good habits and bad habits. So wouldn't you want to create a positive, energizing habit and have some beautiful ones? Tell yourself, I feel good, I'm fit, I'm healthy. Be your own best friend.
Right. Even when we don't feel it, we're not telling lies to ourselves, we're speaking it. We've got 7 minutes left
We need to keep
Yep,
moving.
that's all right. No, it's all good because I would love you to take us through some practical exercises to help us with our thinking and those habits so that we can
Cool.
walk away with some
Okay.
how-tos.
One of the best ways to change habits is through affirmations, positive affirmations. Many people I work with, I'm not enough is something
Wow.
that's created as a child or whatever. Someone's told them they're not good enough. So I am enough is an amazing one. I'm good enough. I'm lovable enough. I'm healthy enough. I'm wealthy enough. I'm thin enough. I'm fat enough. I'm strong enough. Whatever enough you're not feeling at the moment, create an affirmation of it and make yourself strong, brave, healthy, fit, whatever. The more you say it, the more you will get it. I actually have on my mirror, I am enough.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
also have phenomenal coping skills. That is another one. People just need to know that they can cope. So if you keep saying, I've got phenomenal coping skills, I learnt that one when I was looking after my mother with Alzheimer's. And the other one that is a major, nothing and no one can disturb my peace of mind.
Wow.
That is a very powerful affirmation. And I've actually got a card that I put out and give to everybody I see with all of those affirmations on it. And I tell them to write it on their mirrors because you need to do that. You need to believe in yourself.
Right.
And when you say something often enough, it becomes true. Okay? Feel it. When you say it, feel it and believe it. When you put energy with it, it will work better.
Yeah.
But make sure you don't nuke it. If you
Now, what do
say,
you mean
I'm
by
a
nuke it?
nuke it. You know, like putting something in a microwave, you're nuking it. Don't say, oh, I'm a fantastic person, and then in your mind or out loud say, yeah, right, not true. You've just cancelled what you've done. You've reversed your affirmation. So believe it, feel it, and just know that if you say it enough, say it several times a day, it will actually take hold. So when you change the way you think, you change your life.
That's right.
And when
And
you
saying it
change,
out loud. And when you say it out loud, it goes into your ear. So for those people who are thinking, but I don't believe it, and I want to believe it, but I don't believe it. By saying it out loud and repetitively, you're actually speaking into your ear and telling yourself, and you're gradually convincing yourself. And you can say, I'm getting better at this.
I'm
Which
getting
helps the
better and better every
argument.
day.
Yeah.
I've
So
got a
you
lovely
might not.
story of my mother saying that one, but I won't do that. It was about getting rid of an ulcer on her leg. And we did that through affirmations and positive thinking. We cleared up something she had had for 9 months with just going to doctors. So it's so powerful.
It really is. Now
What
you have
you think
another.
of yourself matters. Your self-esteem matters. So you need to confirm, I'm good enough, I'm clever enough, I'm smart enough, okay?
Yes.
So you need to do a checkup from the neck up every now and then and think how you're thinking, because we have thousands of thoughts go through our mind every day. And each day, 90% of those are the same as the day before. They just keep going. So you need to question your thoughts. Ask, is this true? Where did it come from? Did it come from social media? Did it come from a friend? Did it come from my own mind?
Very
Question
good.
it. 9 times out
Yeah,
of 10, it's not even true.
that's right. That's great. So far you've given us, I'm picking up 2 strategies. One is do the affirmations. And the second one I think is really, really important, and combined with the affirmations is our self-esteem, that what we speak over ourselves. So how you feel about yourself needs to be healthy and positive, and speak it out as an affirmation as well as what you want the affirmation to be. Brilliant. Just
It's
brilliant.
true. I just
Yep,
want to do a little exercise if we've got time
we
on
do.
for stress, okay? With all of the stress
Fantastic.
that's happening, we need to
Love
get out of our heads. So
Okay.
I want you to you can do it now. Close
Yep.
your eyes and take a beautiful big breath in, or give yourself a big breath. Put a smile on your face. Breathe in and hold on to that smile and feel it go through your whole body, through your head, your heart, your whole body. And then just slowly release all of the toxic thoughts and memories from your mind. And if you do that several times, you are actually releasing those toxins, but also with a smile on your face, you're releasing endorphins within you. And I call them happy hormones. They're a morphine-like substance that your body naturally releases. So it's just such a feeling that smile going through your whole body, and it's clearing because you're concentrating on the smile and you're breathing and holding on to it, you're clearing your head. And you can also, while you're breathing, tap your chest like Tarzan. Do a Tarzan trick. Now, this is a great stress releaser. You've actually got they call it a sore spot here, and they're meridian points on you. And they actually help release bad energies, stress.
That's so good. And there's also some science behind it too, though, Raewyn, where it's well, I mean, as a child I had respiratory issues, and it helps to
Oh, yes.
loosen the pipes in there. But also there's in psychology there's that soothing. There's that when you're a baby and you're petted,
Yeah.
there's a soothing to it. So there's actually some science to it as it's making me it's a help. It's clearing me. Wow, what a
Okay.
great, and I hadn't seen before. I know about breathing. I have a number of people talking about, in my world that are about, the deep breathing. I did not know about breathing with a smile.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's a
a
beautiful
great
feeling.
twist on it. That's a powerful twist on it. Wow. Now, before we go, I do want to make sure that I show raewynweller.com. That's her website. Visit Raewyn Weller. She's holistic healing for a vibrant and healthy mind. But not only that, Raewyn has a book. Let's just flick over to the shop. She has got a book called Your Health is Your Greatest Wealth. And this is what the book is called. Your Health is Your Greatest Wealth. And it really is. So you can go to raewyn.com. Now, Raewyn is spelt Raewyn, Weller. And that's where you will be able to, and you can, so Raewyn, Raewyn, Weller. And I'll have it's in the show notes anyway, so you'll be able to find her. Raewyn, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on. It's just it's great to have you. It's always good to be able to remind ourselves to connect our mind and our thinking, with our body's health, so that we can go on and emerge with a full, happy life to do the things that we want to do.
Just live in the moment. The past is gone. The future's a mystery. At the moment, now is the present. So
That's
smell
right.
the roses, listen to the birds singing, and believe in yourself.
Wonderful.
Use the imagination and create the life you really want to be. So I'm sending you all love, araha from New Zealand. Thank you
Beautiful.
very much, Trish.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.